everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J here with my Sephora Spring Savings Event recommendations, and I'm so excited to do this video because I know that this is a time that so many of us look forward to all year, so I definitely had to come through with this video. I know this year things are a little bit different than they've been in the past, but I still wanted to have this video as a resource for anybody who is still looking to shop during this time and they need some recommendations, so I definitely want to come through for you all. So if you all have your cart ready, maybe you can learn some things that I'm going to be talking about in this video, and vice versa. I definitely want you guys to share some of the things that are at the top of your list down in the comment section, because I feel like this is how we learn about what's cool. This is a collaborative thing, so I always look forward to this time of year, and I look forward to seeing what everybody is going to buy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm very hype about it. So as per usual, if you are a Rouge member, you are going to be able to save 20% off of most things that are on Sephora's website from the dates of April 17th until May 1st. Yes, we have a long time if you are in the Rouge category. If you are in the VIB category, you're going to be able to save 15% off on the dates April 21st until April 29th. And then if you are an insider, which costs nothing, anybody can join to become an insider, you will be able to save 10% off of most items from the dates of April 23rd until April 27th. And you can use the code SPRINGSAVE, and this is an unlimited usage, so you can just keep going and keep going and keep going if you want to. But as per usual, I'm doing this video in collaboration with Top Cashback, which is the best rebate website in the business, and I absolutely love them because it allows you to save money on items that you are going to purchase anyways. So I highly urge you to sign up for this rebate website if you have not, because what are you waiting for? You get money back off of your purchases. So it doesn't require you to purchase things that you are not interested in. It just gives you a rebate off of the things that are in your cart that you were going to purchase anyways. They have over 4,000 different retailers on their website that you can get a rebate from, and Sephora is definitely one of them. So I always take advantage of this anytime I shop, but especially during this time, because you are saving money on top of money. Your money that you get in a rebate goes into your account and you can accrue it. And if you are like me, I always save my money for things like this. So it's like I just have free money to shop. So if you all have never heard of Top Cashback, it's super simple to sign up. All you have to do is follow the link down in my description box and create an account. They have an app that you can have, and you can shop through that app, and it redirects you to the website. So you're not shopping on Top Cashback's website. It redirects you to whatever website you're shopping on. So say for instance you're shopping on Sephora's website, it will redirect you there and you check out as per usual. Nothing's different except for the fact that you're getting money to shop. But this year they actually have a new feature. They have a browser extension, and this is super helpful because whenever you're on a website, it is going to alert you that you're there, and it's going to alert you to click to save the money through Top Cashback. So it's super simple to install the browser extension. You are going to need a laptop or a desktop for the extension, and I use Google Chrome as my internet browser. So what you do is you go to topcashback.com, and you do need to already be signed up for Top Cashback. So once you're logged into the website, you're going to go to the top and click where it says features. Under features, you're going to click browser extension. Then you're going to click to install the extension. And that's it. It's going to be installed on your computer. So whenever you shop, it'll pop up and it'll alert you when there are different coupons on websites that you're shopping. It'll alert you that you can save money on that website. Believe it or not, I do a lot of shopping on my computer. And so when I'm there and I have that reminder, it really helps because sometimes I will forget. So if you have not signed up before, whenever you sign up with a new account, you do get a $10 bonus when you spend your first $25. Plus you can save 5% cash back on Sephora's website during this event. So that's a bomb deal. Definitely check it out. I will have all of the details down below in the description box. So thank you so much to Top Cashback for continuing to work with me, because I absolutely love their rebate website. I use it all the time, and I highly recommend that you do so as well. So let's get into my recommendations. I did make a list, and I feel like my list is just a little bit shorter than it has been in the past. I've done these type videos for a few years now, so definitely definitely check out some of my previous videos, and I still stand behind all of those products. But in each video, I like to really focus on things that are newer, things that are a little bit more current, so I'm not just saying the same things all the time. So I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but I do have some nice quality things that I do want to share, that if you guys could get a deal on it during this time, that I recommend that you do so. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot over and insert some photos here. Okay, so let's start off with primers, and the first thing that I recommend to you guys is from a brand that I love and adore, and that brand is Tatcha. And Tatcha makes some of my favorite skincare products, but they definitely make a primer for me. And I've said before that I am not the biggest primer person unless I see results, and this primer definitely shows results. So the primer that I'm talking about is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas Featherweight Protective Primer. And oh my goodness, this primer is amazing. It goes on like liquid silk, like it says. It primes the skin, it smooths the skin out. It just creates this very beautiful velvety canvas for all foundations to work on top of. And I have combination skin. It works on my skin. I've used it on some of my clients before who have dry skin, normal skin, oily skin, and on everybody. It absolutely looks beautiful because it gives you a nice velvet finish. And I 100% stand behind Tatcha primers because they're some of the best in the business. So I love the smoothing effect. It just looks like your face got face tuned. It looks like a little Photoshop in a bottle. Love that stuff. So that's the only primer that I have that's newer that I'm going to focus on for this time. So next, let's talk about some foundations. So the first foundation that I absolutely adore is the Makeup Forever Reboot Active Care Revitalizing Foundation. And I really love this foundation because it is a lightweight foundation, but it gives you coverage, and again, the finish of it is absolutely gorgeous. It smooths out the skin, and I love Makeup Forever's formulations. I feel like they put a lot of thought behind them. I feel like they work for a lot of different skin types. This foundation is not a full coverage foundation, so I wouldn't go into it looking for that, but it's a foundation that is going to allow your skin to look like skin, but a more perfected version of your skin. So I really love that, and I love the fact that it wears so well throughout the day for me. Plus, I love the fact that Makeup Forever gets colors and undertones really good. They really nail the golden neutral undertones, and that's the category that I fall into. So I always rock with them, and I like that foundation a lot. Next is my #1 foundation for the entire year of 2019, and honestly, it's a strong contender for 2020 as well. This one is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. And this foundation is just good for all of the above. It's good for oily skin, dry skin, normal skin, combo skin, older skin, younger skin. Whatever kind of skin you have, you are going to be able to get your life with this foundation because it just works for everybody. The only thing that I would say is that some people may have an issue finding a foundation that works with their undertones. So hopefully they expand even more. But they have a nice range of foundations, and the formulation of the foundation is just amazing. It goes on the skin and it looks like skin. The technology behind this foundation is just so amazing. It wears beautifully throughout the day, and I love the way that my skin looks with it. It doesn't matter if I have a breakout, it doesn't settle on that breakout. It doesn't matter if my skin looks dull and lackluster. It brings it to life, and I 100% just love it. It is a foundation that I know that you can wear everywhere. It just goes for if you want to have a very glam look, or if you want to have a natural makeup look. It just is a super versatile foundation, and it is one of my lifelong favorites at this point. So definitely check it out. Next is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. And I recently did a video where I talked again about this foundation because I feel like it needed a second wind because this foundation is gorgeous. It just goes on the skin and it gives me the glass skin effects that everybody is here for, and I like the way that it wears as well. Like, I'm all about how long is this foundation gonna wear? How's it gonna look at the end of the day? How does it look now? How does it blend out? And I feel like this foundation foundation hits all of those marks for me. So it gives me everything that I need in order to feel pretty. So I get the coverage that I want, I get the long wearing foundation that I want, and it's very breathable, but at the same time it gives you the glam. So I love that foundation, and when I want to do a no makeup look, I'll reach for that one because you don't necessarily have to build it up to have the most coverage. I love that it has a nice range to it, and it can be layered and it can be built upon. So it's a gorgeous product. And lastly is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue Moisturizing Foundation. Now I will say that as we go into the warmer months, like I said in my review video, if you're a person who has oily skin or even combination skin, I would tread lightly with this foundation during this time. I don't know if we're going to be able to go outside like that, but if we are, your foundation will probably not last that long because it is a very hydrating foundation, and I feel like it is more so suited for people who have normal to dry skin, and if you have oily to combo skin, I would say it's more suited for you when your skin is more dehydrated, which is typically in the colder months. So half and half. You can get it now if you have oily combo skin, and you can save it for when it gets a little bit cooler outside or for rainy days or something like that, but I definitely recommend it now for people who have dry or normal skin because it is a gorgeous product, and it's going to look great on you regardless. But the foundation is so hydrating. It is so beautiful. It plumps the skin. It makes the skin look so soft and supple, and I love that. So next we are at concealers, and there has been a surge of new concealers on the market. I am currently working on a battle of the concealers video as we speak, and today I'm actually testing a concealer that I'm putting in this category, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little sneak peek and let you all know that I really like this concealer because I'm highly recommending it in this video because I have talked highly about this concealer before several times on my channel at this point, and that one is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Concealer. And everybody knows that Pat McGrath makes fantastic products, but this one is just stand out even for her. Like, she set the bar so high, but then she raised the bar herself. So she literally is in competition with herself with this concealer because this one is just a game changer. I feel like this concealer is absolutely gorgeous. It gives you a beautiful amount of coverage. I would say go in with a little bit because a little bit does go a long way with this concealer, but I think that it's gorgeous. Anybody can use it. If you have fine lines underneath your eyes and you're looking for a concealer to give you full coverage but not look cakey, this concealer is amazing because it has a gel-like consistency and it does not settle into the lines, and it wears extremely well, and you can build it up to get more coverage, and every time you do so it's still not going to look heavy. So I love this concealer. The formulation of this is just insanely good. I absolutely love it. Hands down one of my favorite concealers. But following up with that, I really do love the Dior Forever Skin Corrects concealer, and that concealer is just as beautiful as the Pat McGrath concealer. I don't want to give away too much of the specifics of the concealer because again, I am working on my battle of the concealers video, but I really do love that concealer. I have tried it out before in a get ready with me, but I had a different color, so I will have that video linked in this video as well as down below if you want to get more insight on that concealer. But again, it's that nice gel consistency, it gives great coverage, and it just wears extremely beautifully, so love that. And the last concealer that I have not talked about on my channel yet, but I do want to share it with you guys, is the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. So again, Battle of the Concealer video coming very soon, but I know that this concealer is going to be one that is on a lot of people's radar, so I just want to throw it out there to you guys. If you are interested in it, it is on Sephora's website, and Armani Luminous Silk is a very popular product, so I know that this concealer is going to go out of stock. Certain colors are going to go out faster than others, so you might want to keep it on your radar if you are interested in getting that concealer. Next are powders, and the first powder that I want to talk to you guys about is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Custom Finish Powder Foundation. Woo! So I really like this powder foundation, but the color that I have is just a little bit too light for all over the skin. So I've been using it to set underneath my eyes, and I'll go ahead and tell you, I think that it is absolutely amazing. It says that it's a powder foundation, but I wouldn't put it in the category of something that is full coverage. I think it's a medium coverage amount of powder, but it's very beautiful, and it gives you a nice airbrushed silky finish to the skin because it is a lightweight powder and it doesn't change the color color of the other products that you have too much. So with that being said, I don't think that I would wear this powder foundation by itself unless I already had pretty much perfect skin. So like when I was 15, I might have liked it, but for now, I probably would like to use it in combination with another product. So like a foundation and then put that on top of it. But the finish of this powder is gorgeous. Next is the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Setting Powder. And this powder is super pretty as well. So if you guys haven't seen my McGrath magic video that I did with 6 other beautiful content creators here on YouTube, you should definitely check it out. But I showcased pretty much all Pat McGrath products, and we all featured different Mothership palettes or different Pat McGrath eye palettes. So definitely check it out. But I told you guys how I like to use that powder in that video. But this powder is very beautiful for underneath the eye to me, but I don't like to use it by itself underneath the eye. I do like to use it with another powder that I love. On top of that powder, it creates the most smooth and beautiful finish, and I adore it. So check that out. Again, I will have that linked here and down below. For blush, I don't have that many that I recommend. I do want to try out more blushes. So if you guys have any blushes that you all have on your radar, let me know down in the comment section. But the one that I do recommend during this time is the Natasha Denona Love Glow Cheek Palette. And I really think that one is very beautiful. It is a more glittery type finish cheek palette. So if you're a person who does not like the shimmers, you don't like super extreme metallics or glitters or things like that, you may not enjoy it. But if you're a person who does, or if you're a person who likes to use it on occasion, I think that being able to get a percentage off of it would be a great time to pick it up because it is beautiful. I do love the colors in there, and I think it's an overall fun palette. So next I want to talk about bronzers, and there have been a lot of bronzers that have come out recently, but I don't have any that I want to recommend as of yet. I am still considering a few. So for one, I know that NARS came out with their bronzer powder, and I know a lot of people have asked me about that. So I think that there's going to be a lot of buzz around that when the event starts. So let me know if you guys have this on your radar. I know that a lot of people are big fans of NARS bronzers, and NARS has reformulated a few times. So let me know if you all would be interested in me getting that bronzer, but I just wanted to throw that out there because I think that a lot of people are going to be interested in it. So if you are interested in it, I would say get it sooner when the event starts versus trying to wait until later because some things do go in and out of stock. Highlighters. So this one is a fun one that is a throwback that has recently been re-promoted. So that is the Hourglass Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette. So this palette was launched a few years ago and I still have mine. And so Hourglass has finally relaunched it and it is available on Sephora's website. So I know some people are like, Kelsey, do you recommend this? And I think that it is very beautiful, but these highlighters are very intense. They are super metallic. I am going to be doing a review rewind and I'm going to talk about this palette again. But this is the original one that I had from a few years ago. And I still think that it is very pretty. But for me, my highlight tastes have changed a little bit since then. But be on the lookout for that review rewind video and I'll talk about this again. But for now, I'm just going to throw it out there that it is on Sephora's website. But I'm not going to say that I would purchase it again personally. So next is eyeshadow palettes, which always is the biggest category because this is what comes out the absolute most. So let's go ahead and brace ourselves. I'm not going to spend 20 minutes on each palette. I'm going to give a few words. That way we can get through it because I think I have maybe 15 or 20 here. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first one that I have, but I have not reviewed yet, is the Vizier, and I think it's pronounced Shoo Shoo palette. This palette is going to sell out. I know that there's been a lot of buzz behind this palette. A lot of people are interested in this palette. So if you want this palette, I would put this amongst the top things that I get first because I know a lot of people have been looking at it. Same thing with the Vizier Paris Edit palette. This palette is a palette that's been out for a while. It has gone out of stock before on Sephora's website. They've restocked it. It's gone out of stock again. I know it's going to again when this event starts because it is a very romantic color story. People love Vizier. People love the rosy tones. You all know how I feel about rosy tones. They are probably my least favorite color stories that I could pick. I'd rather have an all black grayscale something type palette than have a rosy palette, but that's my personal preference. Aside from that, I know a lot of people are interested in this palette, and I know that it is going to go out of stock. I know it is. Next is the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Eyeshadow Palettes. Again, these are palettes that I don't have. They're actually quads, but they call them palettes on the website, and there are 4 different ones. They are Copper Charge, Mesmerizing Maroon, Super Blue, and Green Lights. And I know that these have had a lot of buzz surrounding them, and during this time when people are able to save money off of them, I know that these are going to be some of the first things that go out of stock on the website. I'm still uncertain if I want to get any, because historically I have not loved Charlotte Tilbury quads, but a lot of you all have told me that these are different. They have a nice smooth application. The formulation is just a little bit more buttery. So if you all would be interested in me doing a video on these, let me know down in the comment section. But aside from that, I personally probably will not buy these on my own merit. So next I have a bunch of Natasha Denona, and I feel like Natasha Denona has killed it recently with her mini palettes. So I'm going to start off with the newest palette, and I do want to preface this by saying that in my review I told you guys that I didn't love the palette, and I was telling you guys I didn't love the palette for me, and I do feel like that they blended well and the formulation was nice. So if you have a lighter complexion, and by lighter I mean MAC NC 30 and lighter, or even MAC NC 25 and lighter, I think that you would enjoy it. But as for me, I do feel like these colors require a little bit more work, and I definitely will have to reach outside of that little palette to get it to really show up and be able to use and enjoy it to its fullest potential. But it is a nice palette. So if you have it on your list and you are of a lighter complexion, I do think that it would be nice. Aside from that one, the Mini Glam palette, love that one. The Mini Gold palette, I think that one is like my favorite or next to favorite mini palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. And then if we're talking her big palettes, I love the Metropolis palette. It is a very versatile palette. I said in my review that it is like the best of all Natasha Denona. So she took a component from this palette, something from this palette, and she mixed it all together, and she gave us the Metropolis palette. So if you are wanting to try Natasha Denona for the first time, I would say you can start off with that palette and you can get the best of her color story worlds. Next is a personal favorite of mine, which is the VIB palette. This one is an all neutral palette, and it is not a boring palette by any means. I think this palette is absolutely gorgeous. You can use it in so many different ways, ranging from everyday looks to very dramatic smoky eye looks, and I love the range of the palette even though it is a neutral palette. And in one of my more recent videos I talked about how neutral does not equal natural, and that palette is a prime example of that, because even though it's a neutral palette, it's nothing natural about that palette. It is a neutral glam palette and I love it. It is formulated so amazingly. It is definitely one of my favorite neutral palettes that I have in my collection. Next, off of Natasha Denona, is the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette. And in this video, that's where I actually was talking about how neutral does not equal natural, because that palette is very much so glam. It is a very nice palette. The word that I used to describe it in the video was solid. It is a nice eyeshadow palette. Swatching it, it does feel a bit drier, but on the lids, it performs and it gives you a nice range of neutral looks that you can create with it. So I love it. And I do feel like that palette has some unique bangers. So I do like that one, and that is a great price point. Always and forever, it is a great time to purchase Pat McGrath. For this event, the next 12 events, Pat McGrath is always going to be on the menu because her stuff is amazing. So anytime you want a Mothership palette or one of the Blitz quads, grab it, especially if it's in your means. I love them. And I will link my Pat McGrath ranking video, and the ranking video just shares like the order in which I love them, because I love them all. So I will have that linked down below to check out. But with any of her palettes, you cannot go wrong with them. Next is a sleeper hit for me, and I've said this before, but I did not expect to love this palette as much as I do, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk palette. That palette is absolutely gorgeous and I love it so much. It gives me more depth than I thought it was going to. I thought it was just going to be a super light palette that didn't work for me, but I was wrong, and it is a palette that I use almost all of the time because it gives you such a beautiful, soft, wispy look, and I love that about it. But at the same time, if I want to make it more edgy, I can, because it has those colors in there. So Love the color story. Love the formulation of those eyeshadows. They are very velvety, so I'm here for it. And lastly are the Anastasia Beverly Hills X Norvina Pro Pigment palettes, and I still love mine. I know that those palettes weren't a fan of everyone's, but I love the Volume 3 one the most. Those palettes don't really have a true color story to them. It's like they just put colors that they liked or colors that Norvina liked into one palette, and they were like, here you go. But if we look at the formulation of those colors, it's amazing. If we look at the uniqueness of those colors, I love it. It's just for a lot of people, they're not able to conceptualize a look just looking at it, because looking at the palette, a lot of them don't make sense. So you have to really use your imagination with those palettes, but I really do like them, and I love that they add colors that I don't necessarily have in my collection. So it gave me those colors, and it allows me to have them to add in addition to other palettes. Now let's move on to lips. The first type of lip products that I want to talk to you all about are lipsticks. So starting off the lipstick category are the Artist Couture Silk Creme lipsticks. It might be cream, but creme just sounds so much fancier. I think these lipsticks have a nice amount of slip to them. I love the color payoff. I love the wearability of them. They're not the most long wearing lipsticks because they're not liquid lipsticks and they're not fully matte, but I still like the way that it wears because it made me feel just like sensual, and the colors were very romantic. So I really like them, and I feel like they have a lot of complementary colors that will work for a variety of skin tones. Next are the Gucci matte lipsticks. So I only have one, and I have one in the color Penny Beige, but that lipstick is super nice. It's very soft and velvety, and I think that they have a nice amount of colors to choose from. So I'm thinking about getting a few more in springtime colors, but let me know some of your favorites down below. But I think they have a nice formula on their hands there. Next are my glosses, because I love a lip gloss. Always, I recommend the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bombs, and you can take your pick, whichever color you like. I do prefer the colors Fenty Glow, which is the original one, Fussy, and Hot Chocolate. Those are the ones that I always reach for. And lastly, it's not something that I recommend, but I really want it. But I know I'm personally not going to do it this time, but it is on my radar, okay? And that is the Dyson Corral Hair Straightener. Yes, I want to try it. I love hair care so much. I don't love hair care as much as makeup and makeup tools, but it's up there. Like, I love my hair. I thoroughly enjoy doing my hair. And some of you all ask me, you're like, oh my gosh, like, how do you do your hair? Or how do you do your hair so fast? Or how do you change it up? And I'm like, I just like to do it. So I will spend hours doing it. I am so interested in the hair straightener, but I already know that I'm not going to get it this time. But let me know if you all do end up getting it. Let me know your thoughts on it. It looks so cool. I want to know, like, what does it do differently than my hair straighteners that I have? That may be something that I get on down the line. I probably will. But let me know your thoughts on it if you do end up getting it this time. I'm very curious. So that is everything that I recommend. But I do have a wish list that I want to talk to you guys about. And a few of these things I know that I'm getting. Some of this stuff is stuff that I want, but I could get it next time or the time after that or whenever. But at the top of the list are things that I'm definitely getting, and those are the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blushes. And I'm definitely getting the bronzers, for sure. Now for the blushes, I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm like, do I need all of the colors? I don't know. I feel like I might. For the bronzer, I don't know which colors I want. I'm going back and forth between Honey Glaze and Teddy. And knowing me, I might just get both. So let me know what you all think. I know that some of you all are interested in that and you all want to see that video immediately. So I'm going to get that, and I'm going to pay for expedited shipping for that. But I'm so excited about it. So let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you all are as excited about that as I am. But that is definitely the hottest launch of the season. So next on my wish list are products that I probably will get, but it's not pressing for me to get. So next is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Fluid Foundation, which is the newest foundation from Bobbi Brown. And it is a liquid to powder foundation. So I'm hyped for that for sure. Next is a product from Milk Makeup, and I love their highlighters. And I told you guys that in my video where I did the Flex Foundation Stick review. And I also tried out some of the highlighters in there that I wanted to get the other highlighters that I didn't have. And so at the top of that list, I want to get the highlighter in the color are iced. I'm pretty sure I'm getting that. And lastly, I really want the Kosas, the Sun Show Moisturizing Bronzer. So I think that I am again gonna bring that home. It's a lot of bronzers coming out, so let me know which ones are on your list. But that's what's on my wish list. All right, loves, so I hope that you all enjoyed this video. That's everything that I recommend and everything that is on my wish list. Please let me know some of your recommendations or things that you are looking to purchase during this event down in the comments section. Again, thank you so much to Top Cashback for continuing to support me and always being so kind and generous to collaborate with me during this event. Make sure you guys check them out. I will have a link to their website for you guys to sign up for their rebate program in my description box. Be sure to sign up for that before you all make any purchases because you are getting paid to shop. That's how you can think about that because it is bomb.com. But I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super soon. Smooches. Bye.